Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Long Story Short. Sorry it's been a little minute. Just thought I'd take a few minutes to tell you guys some really cool updates. First off, we had FanX down here in Salt Lake City this last week. Me and two friends of mine, we got to go down yesterday. We were able to meet a couple celebrities, got a couple autographs, got a couple souvenirs, including some awesome Hot Wheels cars. And the best part about FanX is I was able to stay within my budget. I think I maybe went over a little, but did a lot better than last year. So I'm giving myself a pat for an awesome accomplishment for that. But for those who also went to FanX, I really hope you guys had a really fun time. I saw a lot of people post really awesome pictures, like costumes they wore for cosplaying, other celebrities who they got to meet. And speaking of celebrities, I believe this was Kelsey Grammer's first FanX from what I saw. I waited in his line for a little bit and I was able to see him from far away. I was like, oh my gosh, he is right there. That is so cool. For those who don't know who Kelsey Grammer is, he played as Beast in the X-Men series. He was also in one of the Transformers movies. I believe it was number 4, Age of Extinction. Oh, yeah, there we go. But he was mainly famous for Sideshow Bob in The Simpsons, for those who watched that, and also Dr. Fraser Crane, the one where I got to know him most. And yes, I actually have seen the whole Frasier series, and in my opinion, totally worth it. But I had about 20 or 25 people in front of me, estimate, and I had two other guys behind me. One of the agents of FanX came up to us and they said, okay, you guys are going to be the last 3 people in line. We were like, okay. So we had other people having their things autographed and stuff like that. And about 5 more minutes passed by. All of a sudden, the security guards had to come get Grammer and take him over to the photo op. And this is one of the common things in FanX is they only have a certain amount of time where they got to be somewhere. And I was so bummed out. I was like, no, it's totally understandable. It happened though. But to another discovery, I double checked the price, and the price was way out of my budget to get an autograph. And I was like, you know what? I got to stick with my budget. I hate to be honest with myself, but I have a home to look after. I got to have a roof over my head, and there's always next year if Grammer decides to come back or not. But it was really, really cool at least seeing him in person now. So that to me was totally worth it. Like I got to see him at least one time in my life. And then another cool FanX thing was me and my buddy Josh, we got to do the Blockbuster experience. We got to wear the Blockbuster vests and we watched a really cool video. And then we went inside the store where we had all this merch in there that we could buy if we wanted to. I didn't really see too much of it because most of the movies in there were ones that I wasn't familiar with. But it was a really, really cool nostalgia reminder on what it was like going to Blockbuster back in the day. Like it was really, really cool. Um, I bought me a Blockbuster magnet that's on my fridge for a little souvenir from there, so I thought that was awesome too. And then some other souvenirs, I got a really cool phone case. Cost me $30, so I regret doing that one. But I got me some cool Hot Wheels cars to add to my collection, which I thought it was really, really awesome doing that. But the whole experience in general was really, really fun. Definitely worth going to. If you have not been to FanX, unfortunately, they ended yesterday, but they'll be back next September. It's definitely a once a year event, but if you have not been to it, I would highly recommend it. I think you'll have a blast, especially if you're into nostalgia and if you can meet celebrities. It's one of those once in a lifetime things. My only advice is plan a budget because it's really expensive. But yeah, a few other things that I thought I'd talk about. So unfortunately, the Utes lost their first game yesterday. My Ute buddies were not happy about it. They were saying things like left and right on what went wrong, and I was like, I'm sorry, guys, that stinks. And then today, unfortunately, the Buffalo Bills lost their game to the Baltimore Ravens the last time I checked the score. And I was like, man, For me, I'm a big Buffalo Bills fan myself. But one thing I will say proudly is, as of right now, okay, it's safe to say, as of right now, BYU is still undefeated. Go Cougars. I've always wanted to say that. But some of the complaints that I heard about the Ute game is the backup quarterback was playing horrible or wasn't doing everything right. Something. I know me and Raj talked about this before, but I think when it comes to expectations of a sport, there has to be a couple rules set here. If you have a backup quarterback, I personally think the backup quarterback should have more experience or given more experience to help them practice and to help them get ready for games when the main quarterback is either not available or has an injury. Because from what I heard, Cam Rising, the big quarterback for the Utes, it's unknown for right now that I know of when he's going to come back. So Utah might have to use their backup quarterback for the time being. If I was the coach, I would make sure I would give that backup quarterback at least enough experience to help them prepare. Because if you don't give them games to help play or put them in plays to help practice with their team, and if they go up against a really, really powerful team, guys are going to get smoked if that poor guy does not know what he's doing. So that could have been it. Maybe it didn't feel ready. Maybe other stuff happened, or I don't know. It could be anything. But every time when I hear people complain about a player plays horrible or did not do this right or did not do that right, I'm going to be the one of the guys that says, tell you what, pal, why don't you go out there and do it yourself? You could lead that team in front of that stadium in front of millions and millions of people, especially the ones watching it on TV, and you could deal with all of their comments and complaints and other stuff that they'll probably yell at you. Yeah, that would be a nerve wracking experience. I mean, holy cow. I fought in my boxing match in the Davis Conference Center back in 2016. We were around a pretty good sized crowd back in that time, man. I was nervous that time, but being in football stadium, that's a bigger crowd, people. So if you guys want to complain about the U game, why don't you put yourself in that backup quarterback shoes? But like I said, I don't know if he got the experience or not. I hope he did, but something must have happened. But it's football, it's sports. We got to deal with that. Oh, by the way, go Cougars. And final message is I really hope you guys are having a great week. And I hope this next week is going to be good for you guys too. Stay proactive, keep getting yourselves out there, especially if you feel ambitious on wanting to complete a new goal. Whatever that new goal is, make sure you study that goal, make sure you are also ready to do that goal too, and make sure you follow through. One thing that I noticed for part of my culinary was my food handler permit, it was about to expire. So I was like, oh, I may want to get on that. Otherwise, I won't be able to cook food and I'm going to fall behind in my classes. So I just got that done. I should be receiving it in the mail within a couple weeks now. But thankfully, I have a temporary thing where I could still use it to cook. But as for culinary is going really good. Learning how to make new dishes. And it was really exciting to take this course this time for real. I met up with someone from the marketing department up at my college to do like a really cool video. I believe we're doing part 2 of the video tomorrow. Whenever that video gets posted, I'd be more than happy to post it for you guys to watch. Um, it's basically a short video on what my thoughts of the culinary program was, and I said a lot of cool things on there that I can't wait for you guys to see. But yeah, that's all I got for today. I hope you guys again have a great week. Take care, share this podcast, let's get this out there. All right, see you guys.